Welcome to the Princeton Podcast, where we talk about upcoming events, news, and local businesses. This is Princeton. Play here, stay here.
Before we get started today, just a reminder to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We're also recording on YouTube, so be sure to subscribe at This Is Princeton MN.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Is this starting now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to the Princeton Podcast. Thank you for joining us today. Me and Kim are here, but Mary is absent. I believe she's in the party
Vegas.
city? Yes,
Yep.
Vegas with the lights and all the stuff going on. But
With her 9-year-old wait, is she 9? No, she's not. She's like 11. Yeah, for volleyball.
Okay. So she's absent, but we have some fun guests here today. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Princeton Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. Mm-hmm. And Kim, I will let you take it from here.
All right. Well, today's guests, they make us a little nervous because they are experts at wearing
You make
headphones
me nervous.
and talking into
Look,
microphones.
I got sweaty palms right now.
Knees weak.
I need a napkin.
Vomit on my sweater, mom's spaghetti.
Already.
Sorry, do your thing.
So we are looking forward to learning more about their business and a big event that they have coming up in Princeton. Please welcome Sean and Emma from Happy Production Studios.
Oh
Let's
my
clap for
gosh,
ourselves.
the
Yeah.
crowd goes wild.
That's great. Wow. I
Wow.
love your sound effects.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
what?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank
this is
you
pretty
so
exciting.
Being
much.
here.
Yeah, what a great way to start off our
Heading
day.
west. You guys headed west to the
Yeah.
frontier of Princeton.
I love it. The big city of Princeton.
Yeah.
We are getting to know your city more and more every year.
Yep.
The rubber duck, the giant rubber duck, really helped us get in and walk around and
Yeah,
find out more. And we
congratulations.
love it.
That was quite an event. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks for being there, you
no,
guys. That was
congratulations
really
to you.
cool.
It was fantastic. Yeah, you all did a great job.
A fine-oiled machine.
It was a
that
fun
event.
weekend.
I mean, besides the weather.
It was all
Yeah.
Kim.
Yep.
She
Yep.
orchestrated the whole thing.
Yeah. The little help from
Yeah.
many other people.
But it's fun
Yeah.
to hang out downtown because we're usually at the Mille Lacs County Fairgrounds,
Right.
which is also beautiful. But
Yeah,
a
we're
little
here
different.
we're here for Fair Week and then our own event that we do over there. But yeah, to spend time in beautiful downtown, I think that it's an amazing resource you guys have over here. So
Yeah, well,
pretty
thank you.
exciting to be a part of it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So tell us.
Yeah, go
sorry.
ahead. No.
I was going to say, just tell us a little bit about what you guys got going on. I know we were over at your guys' place a couple weeks ago. But yeah, just tell us kind of what you do.
Okay,
and-
I'll give you the really long story, the short version of it. So we are happyproductions.live. We don't want the .live because all the good .coms are taken. The internet's been around for a while, right? You know, and to keep it simple. We started as a terrestrial radio station. That means we were an FM. We're a commercial FM radio station that broadcast East Central Minnesota. And we found that due to the people embracing the digital age, I guess is the way to put it, that our streaming stats started to equal and then surpass our FM footprint because we were, FM, you're pretty limited, right? You can drive through. Internet goes everywhere, people.
Yep.
It's the thing. And so, especially as we got down to into the Twin Cities, Duluth, any place that has because we're real arts focused, so our programming was to support the arts. So anywhere where there's little art communities, so the Twin Cities, Duluth, our listenership would just go up because we're working on those artists. So, so we transitioned fully from terrestrial radio station to all online. We're a 24/7. Live radio station, so we're always playing music.
Good music, by the way.
Yeah, it's for
Thank
people who like
you.
music. Yeah, thanks. What is with radio that sucks? I'm telling you, because sometimes we scan and I'm just like, what is going? Can somebody just give me something? Like, who is listening to this? I don't get it. So
Well, what kind of music did you set out to say this is going to be our niche and this is going to be, so what do you, tell us about kind of what you play.
So Sean and I have 3 kids, and now they're all in their 20s, but growing up, I grew up around a lot of music. Sean's a great musician. And then our 3 kids, we always had music going in the house, but rarely could you find it on radio. We had records, we had tapes, CDs. Back in the day when the direct TV and you could get Pandora,
yes.
right? So we, between the 5 of us, we were always programming our songs in, and it just became really fun. And you hear things that you wouldn't normally hear, and the kids would come to us and say, have you ever heard this? And we get back to them, have you ever heard this? And
Cool.
yeah, and there's the music is so good, and you'll get a band like the Doobie Brothers, and everyone knows the one song or none.
Not,
Sorry.
most people know the Doobie Brothers.
You know
Doobie
the
doobie doo. That's
yeah, that's their big hit.
Yeah, it's funny that you know that. Yeah.
But you have these amazing bands that have this vast library, and you hear the same 2 songs, and there's so much good music out there, but unfortunately whoever has decided they're just going to spoon feed us these little songs, or there's bands that you've never heard of before that are maybe brand new, 10 years old, 50 years old. Yesterday we're playing a song from 1928 that's just a banger today. You know,
Really?
So that was our goal. We want to play songs from local and regional artists. We have amazing musicians in Minnesota and surrounding. And then some of these deep cuts from artists from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2010, 20. I mean, it all can work. If it's good, we're going to play it.
That's cool.
Right?
Yeah,
Thank
because,
you.
when we were there a couple weeks ago, you did cover
Yeah,
Cover
cover,
on
on
cover.
cover.
on cover.
Noon.
Yes, and
Every day at
Billy
noon.
Joel is one of my favorites. And so to have you do a song by him I had never heard and hear all these different versions was so cool.
Right?
Yeah,
Isn't that
I
fun?
love that.
And even my mom, who's a big Beatles fan, she's like, you guys played a song by the Beatles that I've never heard before in my
Right.
life.
And like
where-
you
yeah.
say, we're spoon fed.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, so
yeah.
we hear what they want us to hear.
Oh, the Beatles, Yellow Submarine,
Yeah.
and Eleanor Rigby.
Yeah.
The end.
And then the truth of the matter is if we're not entertaining, nobody's going to listen to us.
Right.
And so you have that good mix of familiarity, right? But a lot of the B-sides, and it's for people who love music. So going from Etta James to Led Zeppelin to the
Right.
Doobies to some swing band music. It's just it's really good. And then it's also listener driven. So we open up our playlist to the listeners every afternoon, and a lot of those songs stick because we're surrounded by music lovers, and so
Right.
we're also learning as we go. And some of our funnest thing is to just like turn on our own station and listen as a listener while you're getting stuff done. And a lot
Yep.
of times we'll look at each other and be like, "Why are we playing this song?" And I'll go and we don't need to play this.
Or sometimes I'll be listening and I'll go, this song is awesome. Who is this?
Yeah.
And I'm on my phone. The cool thing, if you go to our website, our online radio player, it shows and tells you what song we're playing. And you can even go back like a couple weeks
Yeah.
and find
Oh,
out.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay, I've just seen it kind of just
Scroll,
scroll
yeah,
up
you can go
each
back,
song.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's cool too. Like, say you're a local musician and we're playing you, and you can pull it up and screenshot it. And
Yeah.
you're like, look, Mom, they played my song.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love that
But it
idea.
helps you figure out who are you hearing, what do you want to hear more of. We have a lot of listeners born and raised on classic rock, and then they start listening and they're like, who is this artist? I'm like, they just came out 5 years ago. You know, it just,
Yeah.
they'd never find them.
We cringe when people are just like, new music sucks, or all this, like you. And then I'm like, wait, you just sound. Sorry, but you sound ignorant because
Yeah.
there are really talented musicians that are just building on what your bands have done and paying homage to it, and it's all kind of connected. So in a way, to introduce people to new music is exciting, especially when it's bands that they've loved. Or a lot of people are they get stuck in their genre. Like I only listen to classic country,
Yep.
But you can start to find the similarities, and then repetition. You hear the song again and again. You start to like it. There's plenty of songs where at first I'm like, "What?" And now
Yeah.
they're like my guilty pleasure favorite songs. And I think that's also important too. And that's the music and entertainment part, but also educating people, like using our platform. Like we are a voice, and
Yep.
we have a lot of people listening. So being able to educate people about the chambers and the importance of arts and how it supports supports local economy. Like you see it again and again and again. So that's why, you the more you invest in the arts in your community, the better your community is going to do, because they really are connected to, especially the small businesses. So that's something we do. But again, like, we can't just sit there and ram that down everybody's throat. Like, you have to say it in a way that's fun, funny, relatable. Like, everybody wants to belong to something. So let's find a way to all connect and get together.
Speaking of belonging, you guys have an event coming up.
Hey, look at this guy.
Good transition.
Wow, that was really good. You've done this before. The Trucker Fest Music Festival. And we are so proud of this event. We've always been festival people. And just to bring it into kind of, let me put it this way. People are like, Trucker Fest, it's trucks. So I started my career in radio by doing the Happy Trucker radio program. The Happy Trucker Show, and it was based on, because I was a truck driver. That's how we raised our kids and stuff, and then I got into radio and transitioned from that. And the thing is music is such an important part to a working day, right? And like, even back in the day, radio was like your connection, and it kind of got lost along the way. But even a lot of the truck drivers, like, they know what station they are on what day, because different programming, like, you seek it out and find it out. So if we put that all in one. So it started the Happy Trucker Show, and then that grew from having musicians in the studio to play live, into building our listening room and intimate live music performance, and then ultimately into a full-blown music festival.
Yep.
And
Party.
so it's Trucker Fest. It really is at its core.
Going and going and going. If you build it, they will come.
Absolutely. And so we've grown from a couple of bands to we're up to we have a 3-day festival. We're up to 20 bands. We kick off Thursday
20
night.
plus.
That's insane.
Right?
Yeah.
All right
I
here
know.
in,
Please help.
Yes.
all right here at the
What are we
fairgrounds.
thinking?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Right?
I mean, I'm just looking at your
Oh my
your little
gosh.
flyer here, and you've got way more that are listed here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
'cause-
do.
Yeah. And so how does this? How does this work exactly in the 3 days and the different bands? And,
Sure. So Thursday we'll open the gates. People will come in, kind of get set up, check out the festival grounds. We're using the Mille Lacs County Fairgrounds, and they are so fabulous. And there's a place that we call the Goat Barn.
Yeah. The Goat Barn.
Their infrastructure plays into
Oh,
what we're doing
man.
with all the people that are coming. So we run 3 stages. So logistically, 3 stages, and a couple of things we're really proud of is no bands play at the same time. Sometimes you go to these festivals and they have like 2 of your favorite bands and they're playing over each other, and like,
Right.
where are you going to go?
Yeah.
So we do
It's a waste.
we do a 10-minute turnover. So we start on Thursday night, Friday morning, Saturday morning. We'll offer a brunch along with some music, and then we just go nonstop all day long. So we'll have 2 stages. We utilize the band shell, which is absolutely fantastic, and then we bring in a portable stage and put that adjacent to that on the other side. So really, you just have to turn around. And so all these bands and all this entertainment, and none of it crosses over. The other thing that we're super proud of is it's sad to see a lot of these great festivals that are doing a good job, but they start to price people out of them. And I understand the economics of it, but at the same time, that's not for us. So
Yeah.
I mean, we started our tickets at like $100 and we broke it down, and it's like, that's $3 per band, and it was, and that gets you in, and it's kind of all inclusive. There's food trucks, and then we partner with some great breweries and distilleries. So we do full on bars, cocktails, all that and more. Great food.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah, so music will start Thursday night. We'll have 2 bands on Thursday. Friday, music starts at 11 a.m. and goes until
11
midnight?
11
Yeah.
p.m. midnight.
11 p.m. officially, but sometimes the bands keep going.
Is this when the Goat Barn comes into
It
play?
does.
Yeah.
So because of
Because of the noise.
the ordinance, we need to be done at 10:15, which is great because we don't want to rock the boat. I get the neighbor. We want to be thoughtful and stuff like that. But fortunately, that Goat Barn thing that most people don't realize It's an insulated building. The sound in there is absolutely fantastic. It's so great, and that's usually not the case in tin sheds, but they have it all insulated. So then our national headliner will end at 10:15, and then we'll all walk down to the goat barn for the after party.
It
Do you
sounds
walk
so
at the same
romantic.
time? Does everybody let's
Pretty
all
much.
go
Yeah,
now?
all of a sudden it's just like a big herd. Yeah,
And
it's,
we kind of we'll make animal noises.
Yeah,
Easy,
okay,
easy.
Yeah.
yeah.
I just love this. And so what kind of music is all involved here with all these different bands?
Okay, so
Man.
to make it really easy on everybody, and I'll let Emma talk a little bit more about the bands. If you go to happyproductions.live, we have a drop down,
Oh,
and we
yeah.
have a link that takes you to each and every single one of the bands,
Okay.
so you can do a little exploration on your own. It's just it's for people who love music.
It's like I'm looking. Okay, you can use the word Americana. That's kind of the broad, sweeping, general genre. Americana. There's blues, big woo. That's gonna kind of be your jam band, psychedelic. Papa Bear Norton. They kind of
Country.
range into that country.
Exactly. Did you ever go look them up, by the way? Remember when?
On the way home.
Yeah. Are you in?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
fantastic. Corpse Reviver is old time fiddle, and
Ooh, fun.
we really work hard to make sure we're bringing in musicians, male, female. Jillian Ray, we're super proud to have her. Joyanne Parker is back. Mae Simpson.
Some funk. She brings in the horns.
Yeah.
High
Oh,
energy.
cool.
Yeah, horn, just really high energy. If you aren't bouncing, then maybe you're not there. Like,
Right.
you can't help it.
Like your legs are broke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. With Drew Peterson, he's a great storyteller. High 48s, they play around. They're
Straight up
bluegrass.
high
and
energy bluegrass.
It's all great music. It's all, every single band, whether you want to or not, when they're playing, you're going to find yourself bopping your head, nodding your
Honky
head.
tonk, America, roots, blues, and
Yes.
rock.
There you go.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, it's right there.
The other
It's right on here.
another thing about like our lineup that we're really proud of is any of these bands could play at any time slot.
Yeah.
Like sometimes festivals will book bands and they'll start out kind of slow or whatever. They're all on a level playing field, and time slots don't matter. Any one of these bands could fit into anywhere. So, and we come out of the gate with the energy,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we stand on it all day long. It's awesome.
How do you get the bands? Have they started to come to you now? Is it kind of an annual thing? And
We take this
Both.
stuff pretty personally, and it's really relationship building. Just any most successful people, it's networking and relationship building, and a lot of them because they believe in us and our brand. We would look at this. We approach it as a partnership, and we believe in fair compensation for artists. So we get creative with that. But we do have a lot of people that are starting to make submissions and stuff like that. But the truth is, like, we need to be able to, for lack of a better term, we need to be able to sell these bands,
Right.
Like, and so playing them on the radio, having them in on air, because one of their big values is they're also getting this branding. Like the ongoing joke in the industry is like, you can play my party for free; it'll be great exposure,
right.
right? And it's just
For the
that
exposure.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just an ongoing thing. But when your entire platform is a media company, that has a lot more weight to it, right? Because we build fans, and a band can have a good, high-paying, one-off show, which is great. But if nobody's listening and nobody cares, they get their check and go home. Whereas
Right.
we build fans and educate them on the importance of buying their shirts, buying their merchandise, and then also following them. And so now you build these fans. So the big picture stuff is you get these bands, and then when they start playing in the area, people are familiar with them.
Okay.
Isn't it said you only need 1,000 loyal fans to make it?
Is that what they say?
Yeah, because if you had 1,000 people that would followed you anywhere and bought anything that you sold, like that would support you.
Okay.
I learned that.
There we
I got
go.
a new goal. New goal. If you're out there listening,
Loyal. Yeah.
Yes.
happyproductions.live.
And you guys
Smash
do
that
have
like
people
and
that do
follow.
that. Yes. I mean, at the Big Duck, there were people walking around with your shirts on.
I know.
It was so cool.
If anybody
We're
out there is,
semi-famous.
Yeah.
if anybody out there is listening that does listen to Happy Productions, we couldn't do it without them. We're a
Oh.
listener-driven radio, and our fans are loyal, and we've It is very personal to us. So Happy Productions at its root, I mean, there's three of us. There's me, Emma, and then our daughter, Jara. So we're all third owners of this media company. And when we were terrestrial, we were a staff of 18 to 20 people. So kind of making that has been a thing. So all that to say, so when we're connecting with the listeners, it really is on a personal level. And to have folks out there wearing our merchandise and stopping by to say hi. And it's weird, and you might get this in the podcast world too, where people listen to you, right? And so they get to know you on a personal level, but you don't really know who they are. So when they come up and they're listening to the Happy Trucker Show, or they're listening to Emma on Saturdays, and they'll reference something that we said on the radio because it's ingrained in their brain, whereas I said something dumb and moved on.
I let things fly all day long. But
Yeah.
real
it's
quick
true.
on the Trucker Fest, though, where can people get tickets for this event, and what are the dates again?
You're doing a great job.
Our daughter Jara has built the most beautiful website, and you go to happyproductions.live. Up at the top, you'll see a lot of drop downs. Our sponsors, there's just one big Trucker Fest. Click on that, click around. I think it's pretty easy. I think actually you go right to our website, and tickets are pretty front and center. Click around on our website, you'll find tickets. It's always, the date of Trucker Fest is always the second weekend in October.
Okay.
Always the second weekend.
So we just plan on it.
Yep. Put
Mark
it
your
in.
calendar.
Yep. Put it in your Google Calendar or whatever, and then hit recurring yearly.
Yearly.
And this
Exactly.
This year it's October 10th through the 12th.
Yep.
And so we partner with a lot of other great music festivals regionally, and so being careful to use all of our events to promote each other as opposed to compete with each other.
Yep.
Again, the similarities in our industry and like small business industry and chamber, at its root, it's all the same. Like the better we all do, the better
That's
we all
right.
do, right?
Right?
And so we are officially like the last music festival going into winter. So it's kind of like the last hurrah. And
Yep.
it's a crapshoot in October. We've
Yes,
had
it
it. We've
is.
had it
Yeah.
30 degrees. We've had it 70 degrees. Like we don't know. But we're hardy
It's
Minnesotans and
Minnesota.
Wisconsins.
It's
and
fine.
Even in July, you don't know what the weather's
No.
going to be.
Yeah.
No.
It could be sunny
Yes.
and 80. You can melt your face off
Yep.
at 100. It
Yep.
could also be a tornado and 50.
Absolutely.
So we just commit to the date,
Dress
do the
for
best
the
we
weather.
can.
That's right. Dress for the weather.
We have a couple of contingency plans. We've learned a lot
Yep.
over the years. So there's nothing that can't come at us. The festival will go on, rain or shine, regardless, and we'll move forward. We're pretty
Last
excited.
year was our almost worst possible scenario weather-wise, and we had these those signicades. We had all these signs made. We were
so organized.
dialed
We
in.
did it.
yeah.
We did it
So
right last year.
organized, laminated sheets. We are ready to go. And it rained sideways the whole weekend. We would put our signs up, they'd blow down.
Immediately.
We would, and we would put up our canopies, they'd fly away. It was, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
We took a second. There might have been some tears. Maybe it was the rain. I don't know.
Yeah. Who would know?
And we moved everything into the goat barn. That was our worst case scenario, and it was fun and cozy. And we all sat on hay bales, and we
Oh,
were
the best.
snug, and it was great. It
Well,
was
and the Mille Lacs County
fantastic.
Fairgrounds does a great job of promoting too, and
yeah.
they were constantly keeping updates about it's still happening.
Yeah.
Come on
there's-
down, yeah.
And so that was the big thing. Like, just commit. That's one thing. I think that people are afraid to commit to buy tickets. Everybody's waiting to the last minute.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been the norm in the industry. People just aren't buying tickets and committing. And I would encourage people to do that, not just with our event, but other events that they want to support, because by pre-buying those tickets, you cover a lot of the upfront hard costs to make it easier on the people that are doing it.
Right.
So as opposed to waiting to the last minute. Plus, generally speaking, in the festival world, you save a little bit of money because they're usually
Right.
tiered tickets, and they're like, get them at this point, get them at this point. Back to the fair, the Mille Lacs County Fair and Board, we couldn't have asked for better partners.
They're the best.
The
Yeah.
grounds themselves, the infrastructure, just allows us to it supports in so many different ways. We allow overnight camping.
Nope.
Overnight parking.
So, yeah, thank you. No,
Yeah.
we do
No camping.
no camping, but we do allow overnight parking.
Yeah.
Campers are welcome, tents are welcome. That's what I
And,
meant to
and that's
say.
included when you buy your ticket, or is that bought
That's an
separately?
additional fee, but it's minimal, and a majority of that goes to the fair in one way or another.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think, what is it, $40?
Yeah, it's
50
$40.
bucks.
We just went to a festival. In total for 3 campsites. We paid almost $1,000.
Yeah.
$900. I know.
Camping?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just for-
It's
yeah,
not
it's
uncommon.
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
this is a deal, is what you're
There's
saying.
a lot of if you're a festival person, festival people see our prices and go, "This is awesome." People that are used to just going to free shows at bars are like, "This, why would I pay money?" Well, then,
Right.
Then this is why. But if it's not for you, it's not.
Are we running out of tape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just need to
My
take
tape-
a quick break, and then we'll come back, and
Yeah.
we've got a few more questions for you.
Awesome.
All right.
If you're a Princeton business that wants to increase their social engagement, influence purchase decisions, and build a stronger brand presence in Princeton, we want to work with you. We are offering 10 to 15 dedicated reels for your business and or a whiteboard animation, a featured spot on the Princeton podcast, your logo featured on our website, social collaborations on our social channels with over 6,000 followers, an email blast to over 400 active chamber members. Last but not least, we are guaranteeing over 15,000 views for your business and your brand and your product. And due to this claim, we're only offering this for 3 businesses. So if this is something that you want to do, please contact Kim at the Chamber to learn more information. Hope to work with you soon.
Yeah.
And we're back.
And now we're back.
So you have a couple frequently asked questions.
And some freaky. Okay.
Well,
Wow.
if you have freaky ones too, I mean, I'm
We're-
sure working at a
fine, too.
festival, there's a lot of questions that you
Yeah.
get.
There are some of one of the big ones. Are we a family-friendly music festival? And the moral of, I mean, at its root, we are, but we don't do anything for kids. It's a music festival.
Yep.
So if your kids like music, you can bring them along, but you're probably going to hear some swears.
There's not going to be a bouncy house.
Right,
There
yeah,
will not.
okay.
We just it's just not that kind of a
Yep.
that kind of a thing. And honestly, we hear from a lot of our parents. It's a nice break weekend
Right.
as well.
It's okay to do that.
If your kid's a jerk, leave it at home.
Yeah. Yeah. There are some jerky kids.
There are, and I don't want
I
to deal
mean,
with
there
them.
are. I agree.
I want to listen to the music.
Uh-huh.
I don't. Yeah. So to that, like we don't market it as a family friendly, but there's tons of kids that just love music, and they've showed up and they know these bands, and they're up front and they're singing along, and
Yeah.
it's pretty neat to see. But yeah, no bounce house, no
Yeah.
balloon animals,
Yeah.
no. We're not.
But one year when it wasn't raining, there were a couple kids and they just literally played in the dirt.
Right.
And
Yeah, that was
they
fine
had
by
a piece
them.
of rope and
Uh-huh.
some little pieces of wood, and they were playing tug of war. The end. It was amazing.
Yeah.
If your kid
Is Jerry
plays
your
in the dirt.
youngest?
She's our middle.
She's
our
your middle.
youngest is 21.
Okay, because just speaking of kids, yesterday we had a meeting, and Carrie Vessel,
Oh,
our
yeah.
chamber president, I said you guys were going to be on the podcast today, and that the 3 of you run your radio show. And she's like, "What? Isn't she like 12?" And so,
She was once.
yeah, she's like,
Every year she got a little bit
Yeah,
older.
uh-huh,
So
weird.
yeah, now she's 20.
every year she got a year older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. It just
Yeah.
kept happening.
Yeah, those dang kids.
And we're back.
And we're back. Sidetrack.
There are one day tickets that'll be available. So if you want to come, maybe just on Friday, just on Saturday. We found that people that did the 1 day ticket last year
Yep.
just bought another ticket because they were having so much fun and came back. So it's not very much. So I'd encourage you to just get the full 3-day pass. Now, other events. So Thursday night. This is our first year doing a Thursday night. And we're kicking it off with an old time bluegrass band, one of the best in the region. The amount of awards that they have, but they also do some square dancing. So we're gonna do a square dance along with this stuff. Yep, there'll be square dance lessons,
It's
and
so
then we'll
fun.
square dance. So Thursday night.
Super beginner friendly. super
Yeah.
beginner
Oh,
friendly.
fun.
Yeah, and then we partner with Visual Vinyl, and this guy does the old school psychedelic light show. Like he's spinning the plates on overhead projectors.
Oh,
It's
no
something to see.
way.
Yeah, so we'll be doing a psychedelic square dance on Thursday night
Right? I know.
to get things
Honestly.
going. Yeah, it's
Let's have
pretty
fun.
fun. That's neat. The other thing that isn't really band related, but definitely entertainment related. We partner with a dog trainer over in our area, the Happy Dog Lodge. If you're over in the Cambridge area, take a look see. Long story short, and it's her story to tell. She'd been a professional dog trainer for years. We're talking like the agility dogs. They do like the frisbee dogs, the things you see at halftime shows, right? Her dogs aged out of the sport, and so she settled in Cambridge, came back home, and she now has a dog boarding place. But all this to say that she's bringing a couple of her dogs out of retirement, and so part of our lineup is her doing an agility dog show.
No way.
Yeah.
How fun.
That's
Yeah.
Saturday, right?
Saturday
Yeah.
morning, yeah. So and it's actually and the music
After
will stop.
breakfast?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The music will
Depending
stop.
on what
It's-
time you wake up.
it is part of our lineup.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
not like you have a
cool.
band playing and then dogs doing the stuff. So it'll be really excited to bring that on board this year too. Food trucks, great drinks. We have some really amazing partners. And I think that just know that if you like music, this festival is definitely for you.
And so will all the bands be selling merchandise?
We encourage it.
Okay, so you
We-
just whatever, and they run
100%.
it, and it's up to them to do it.
We'll help them if we can. Something that a lot of people don't know with a lot of bands, venues will take a cut of their merchandise. So a band comes in and they're selling their stuff. They have to give a percentage back to the house, which I think is just absolutely
Usually a pretty
gross.
high one, too.
Yeah, it's
Some
pretty-
people
it's
Yeah.
pretty gross.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And
Right.
so for us, 100% of whatever the artist sells, this goes back to
Yep.
them.
Yeah.
It's just a great way to support these artists.
Well, why wouldn't any artist want to be a part of this, honestly?
Yeah, and that's part of the draw. I mean, these artists, we love what they do, and we treat them with so much respect. And it's amazing to hear some of the stories of how mistreated they are, and so that's just one of the things that just helps us build this great relationship.
Right,
That's
exactly.
how we get these amazing bands. That's how we roll. Be nice,
Right, right.
Be nice.
So we talked about how it's the three of you running your company, basically running your radio show. How do the three of you do the Trucker Fest? Just the three of you? Or do you need
No,
volunteers?
We need volunteers. Thank you, Kim. We need volunteers. We run with volunteers. Luckily, we have a huge group of the same volunteers that come back year after year after year. But we need people checking wristbands. We need people helping to set up, helping to tear down. We need people all day long from 9 a.m. until maybe even 1
Yeah.
a.m. So you can go to the Trucker Fest drop down at happyproductions.live. You'll see a volunteer application, and the amount that you want to volunteer depends on you. And we have 4-hour shifts, we have 8-hour shifts, we have a 1-day option, we have a 3-day option. You get to choose. You get to choose what job you would feel most comfortable doing. And you even get to choose if there's any artists or bands that you really want to see. And Jara and I, we do our best to not schedule you during that band.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's so fun. Our volunteers, we take care of them. If you volunteer, you get a free ticket. So it's a great way. I used to do that back in the day.
Right.
That's how I would go to a lot of festivals.
Right.
I didn't have the funds, or you just do it because it's a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
You get to learn more and interact in different ways.
Right.
So, heck yeah, we need volunteers. It takes a
Yep.
village. to
Volunteers
put
make
on.
the world go round.
They
I
sure
always
do.
say it. Mhm.
They sure do. So yeah.
We're pretty fortunate too that the attendees, if you will, like we all roll pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think our favorite one of my favorite things about a decent sized festival is you don't need to know everybody's name by the end of it, but everybody's a familiar face.
Yeah.
And jerks don't last long because we're surrounded by so many great people. Like they just don't.
Yep.
And so if you're a jerk, please don't come.
Right. No jerks allowed.
Don't want to deal with. Don't want to deal with it.
Yep.
Insert the song. You're a jerk. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, perfect.
And we're back.
Well, is there anything else that you want to share that we missed about the festival?
Just commit if you love music. I think that we're really proud. We'll bring a lot of people in. I think that we're proud of our partnerships, business, and then we partner with lots of organizations. There's be some nonprofits there. There'll be some vending. Education is kind of key, and again, education, arts, commerce, all that stuff tied together. We work really hard at bringing our sponsors together.
I was going to add too, along with volunteers, another great way, if you're a business owner and you want to sponsor, you can certainly buy a sponsorship. We have different sponsorship packages. Some are sold out, but some are like, you can sponsor a band, you can pay this much and sponsor the bar, and we have digital marketing that will show our sponsors. It'll
great.
show your business name. You get free perks with your business sponsorship. So if you're a business owner, please check that out. We mention you. You're on our T-shirts. You're on our print. You're in our media.
You're in our programming. We're a
Yeah.
radio station.
Right.
And so
Commercials.
we work primarily with small businesses. So advertising and marketing budgets are no joke, right? Like that's a pretty heavy investment. So again, to take that pretty personal. Like you need to get money back. And as a business, we too, people hit you. We get hit up as much as anybody,
Right.
Like support this, support that. For us, a return on that investment is incredibly important. We want to see, I don't want to just take your money and put your name on a TV. I
Yeah.
want to be able to talk about you on the radio. I want to be able to utilize your service and push our listeners that way.
Have you in for an interview?
It's a
Yeah.
fun way to grow your business. And then some of our some of our sponsors, like they get a booth space, but they don't want to work. They want to come and party. So
Right.
they'll take their booth space and they'll just make that their camp for the festival.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just sitting there with
What a
their
great
coolers and
idea.
chairs
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So all kinds of great options, and we'd love to talk to you about it. And it does help us grow this event locally.
Yeah.
It really is. Not to get too into it, but it's a make or break event for us. Like one bad, just like a lot of events for a lot of people. Like one bad event could, we're in a what's the word?
Precarious? Where are you going?
I'll take it.
I'm like, interesting.
It's a sensitive situation, not sensitive, but anyway, edit that out, please.
I'll do my
The
best.
trucker doesn't know big words. But it is important, and we do take it incredibly personally, and tend to have these businesses like again we
It's essential,
want to
right?
support you. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We find that the businesses that work with us, a lot of their value is getting to know each other.
Right.
That networking. That's why we go to our chamber meetings. That's why we do stuff like that. So to have like a fun setting
Yep.
where the real estate agent can talk to the flooring guy, like
Yeah.
you're making these connections,
Yes.
and that's a lot of value too, right? Like word of mouth is hands down the best you're gonna do, and I got a really big mouth. I should also. Also, we have some fun MCs. Kat Perkins is coming up this year to help MC.
fun.
Comedian
Right?
Mary Mack, comedian
Yes.
Tim Harmston. I'll be there. A handful of other ones too. So that's part of that sponsorship. You have people just talking about you, introducing
Right.
you in between the band. So.
Who doesn't want to hear Kat Perkins or Mary Mack
Right.
say your business name?
That's
I
right.
mean, that's gold right there.
Well, and I, as a consumer, I always notice those businesses that are sponsoring community things.
Same.
And for me, it's like, they're
Yep.
top of mind for me when I'm thinking about, I need my
Same.
car fixed, or I need, where should I go, or I don't know. They're just they're top of mind just because I see them at different places. And I was looking at the sponsors on here, and I see we've got Get Dressed from Princeton on
Yeah.
there. Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, we could use a couple more Princeton ones.
Okay. Yeah.
Crystal Cabinets has been
yep.
a long time sponsor
Oh,
as well,
awesome.
so
Yep.
happy to see working with them.
Yep. They are great community supporters.
It is. The same. And when you keep seeing the same sponsors over and over
Yep.
at these community and at these events, it really makes you think of them in a more positive
It does.
light.
It's true. Yep. Anything else? Let's say one more time the date of.
Second weekend in October annually.
October 10th, through the 12th. And then I think in parting, I would just encourage people, go to happyproductions.live. Just poke around the website, and it gives you a really good idea of who we are. And if we're not a great fit, it doesn't hurt my feelings. Like, if you don't like what we're doing, that's fine. We want to surround ourselves with like-minded people. But I would ask, if you're listening to this, just go to our website, take a look-see, listen for a little bit, and just see all the things that we have to offer as a community radio station. Because at its heart, that's what we are.
Yep. And we'll link their website and radio, everything in the description below.
By
So
we,
can
you
check.
mean you, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll
It'll
be
be
right there.
him.
So just click. Just scroll
Just
down.
smash that button.
Smash that button. All right. Well, we really appreciate you guys being here today. I know that you got to get back for your own radio show
Yeah,
here pretty
we gotta
quick.
work.
Yep. You got to go back and work again. So until next time, this is Kim and Zach signing off. This is Princeton. Stay here.
Play here.
I want to say that.
Say it.
This is Princeton. Stay here, play here.
Podcast produced by Kitzman Creations. Music by Charles Moe. Be sure to subscribe to the Princeton Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Also, to view our awkward moments, check us out on our YouTube channel and visit us at www.thisisprincetonmn.co.